Alright, hey again. Welcome back to LEGO Librarian. Today we're building the Batmobile versus Two-Face LEGO set number 7781. There's a couple pieces that I'm missing to this set. It is a pretty old one, and I'll mention those as we go through it. Alright, first we have Batman. Trousers, torso, cape, of course, and his helmet. I'm sorry, his head, then his helmet. The headpiece for this Batman is kind of a standard Lego head, but it has sort of a white band around the top that makes his eyes appear white, grayish when it's on his head. Ooh, there's the camera. All right. Second is one of Two-Face's henchmen, with gray trousers, a black and white shirt, a minifigure head with sunglasses, and a black cap. And this character has a small gun accessory. And then Two-Face, black and white shirt, black and white trousers, minifigure head, half burned, and black and white hair that for some reason is opposite of what the rest of the suit is. I don't know if that's canon or just for the set, but it's what it is. And then along with these, I am missing one weapon. It is a Tommy gun that came with Two-Face, but there are batarangs, two different styles of batarang, and handcuffs. Alright, setting those aside for now. So this instruction pamphlet is very difficult to go through without checking the index to make sure you have all the right pieces because of how just poorly pixelated the scan is. You just have to sort of guess at how many studs are on each piece. What I did is I went through the index and I looked up the pieces by their number, their item number description, and then double check to make sure that they're the right length. So we'll see if that paid off. You have two black 2x8s. I'm not going to narrate every piece, but for the ones that are a bit difficult to see in the instruction manual, I will. Light post piece. Also saying what I'm doing just gives me something to talk about, and not just, I mean, of course you can mute the video if it's not to your preference, but alright. Dark gray. You have two 1x8 smooth pieces. One of them is supposed to have a sticker that is like a warning sticker that's yellow and black. I do not have that. Then you have a 2x2 thick dark gray. Make sure it's centered. Turn it every so often, so if you can't use the instruction pamphlet, you can see the pieces more easily. Next, you have a dark gray with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. A yellow 2x2. It's going to connect right here for traffic barrier. And then it is going to have on it 5 of these thin 1x1 studs with a like a spike, a hook to them. And they are every other spot. And if all those fit together correctly, you know that you have this correct length for everything. Alright, next you have two more 1x2 dark grays. And on top of those there is a 1x2 thin black vent. I tried to put up an extra light, so hopefully this shows up on the video a little bit brighter. I can't see for sure while it's recording, but I'll know after the fact. And then on the other side of this, it's very difficult to see. I'll know later on in the instructions if I got something wrong because I'll be missing it, but it looks to be a 2x1 that has a spot for a peg in the center because there's supposed to be a stop sign attached. And then there is also a black 1x3. And I do not know if that is smooth or one of studs. I'm gonna go with studs for now, and we'll find out later, because I just can't see. All right, 1x1 dark gray, and a 1x1 radioactive green stud. I tried to order online an instruction manual for this so I can have one that I can scan in that's hopefully higher quality, a little bit easier to see. All right, this is a black, I believe it's described as dinosaur claw on Lego's website, but I'm not entirely certain. But it's for the light post. Then you have a thin dark gray 2x2. Has a clip on one side and is flat on the other, and it needs a stop sign sticker attached. Next you have 1x2 dark gray thin, and two more radioactive green circular studs that will serve as the lights for your light post, and a dark gray 1x1 with a clip that attaches for light. Alright, after that you have a black 1x10 thin, and it's going to have 5 more of the 1x1s that have a little spike. Again, these will be spaced every other stud. Like so. And they will have 2 additional fluorescent radioactive green studs and a dark gray Lego chain. Like so. Now it doesn't show here. I believe this chain ends up attaching somewhere, but I'm gonna attach it for now and then leave it for later. It's essentially just supposed to be a spike strip or something, but all right, that portion is done, minus the missing sticker, and we'll go ahead and be moved off, out of the way. All right, next you have a 2x12 thin black. Let me double check, 3, 6, 9, 12. All right, and then 4 light gray 2x2s that have a connecting stud for a small tire. 2 on one side, 2 on the other. Next you have a 6x6 that goes dead center, and then 2 dark gray 1x2s. And again, if these all fit together correctly, then you'll know that you've used the right sizes for everything. Right now at this point, it gets a little hard to see again. It appears to be 2 4x6s that both hang over by 1 stud, which should leave a gap of 2 in the middle. And then 2 1x6 go along the sides. And then 2 dark gray 1x6s that arc up for the front and back. Alright, after that, a 1x6, 2 1x1 oranges, fluorescent orange, see-through orange, that have a slope. That will be headlights for the vehicle. Alright, and then you need 2 black 1x1s with slopes. And then in the center of those, there's either a 1x2 smooth or a 1x2 vent. It's difficult to see, I'm guessing it's a vent, so it looks like a radiator. Again, I may issue a re-upload after I get the instruction manual so I can make sure. Alright, and then on the other side, 2 white L-shaped pieces that attach running upwards towards the headlights and then connect to the front of the vehicle. At this point it doesn't matter which end is the front. Then you need 1 white 1x2 and 1 dark gray 1x2. Since this is Two Faces vehicle, it is half white and half dark gray and black, as was the style at the time. Now you need 4 dark gray 1x2s with black connectors that are able to fold for an L-shaped connection. These run along. Doing something incorrect here. Oh, I see. Let me go back a step. So I put those 2 pieces in the wrong location. First, you need 2 hubs that cover the wheels of the vehicle for the front, and then the 2 arched pieces. Almost missed that entirely. Alright, and then these 4 go down the centers, like so. And then you need 1 more gray and 1 more white 1x2. And they're going to go on the rear of that black 1x6. And in the empty gap, there will be a black 1x1 thick that has a connecting bar extending from it. Putting that on first is a little bit easier. Alright. So next, you have 2 dark gray 1x6s. You have a light gray steering wheel, or a light gray base with a black steering wheel. A white 1x2 with a hole in the center. A black 1x4, and 2 more white 2x2s that are shaped in L's. And then you will attach your other 2 hub covers, wheel covers. Vehicle should be looking like this at this point, more or less. See if we miss something. Alright, now going back, have a white 1x4. One of these has a sticker on it, and I don't remember which one, so I might have to take a couple pieces off later. And a dark gray 1x4. A 1x2 white with a hole in the center. And a 1x2 black without a hole. Then you'll need a dark gray that has an L-turn, and a white with an L-turn. A 1x6 dark gray with 4 more fluorescent green lights. Actually, I take that back. The 2 that I put on the spike strip are a slightly greener color, and there are 2 slightly yellower studs that come with this set. So those yellower studs are either supposed to be on the light or the spike strip. So I'm going to swap those out so that the 4 on this are all the same shade of radioactive see-through green. Then you need a white 1x1 flat stud, smooth, and a white 1x1, a dark gray 1x1 stud. A black 1x4 thin, 2 black 1x3s. Correction. This is another one of those where it's difficult to see. 2 black 1x1s. And then in the center, I believe 2 more vents. It could be 1x2 smooths or 1x2 vents, but it really doesn't matter too much. And then that is going to attach to the front of the vehicle. You need a 1x2 white vent piece, ridged, and a dark gray of the same. Alright, moving on upward, you have a 1x3 white and a 1x3 dark gray. Close to the rear of the vehicle, you have another white 1x4. I believe this is the one that's supposed to contain the sticker. And a dark gray 1x4. These have the stickers Gotham City Bank. Closer to the front, you have a white 1x3 with a slope, or 2x3, a white 1x3 with a slope. And then you have 2 dark grays, 2x3 and a 1x3. Then you have a 1x4 white that has a sticker on one side, black and yellow warning stripes. On top of it goes a 1x4, 2 smooth 1x1s, and a dark gray 1x2 with a connector. And then attached to it will be one of the older style minifigure guns with a yellowish clear cone. These cones are a slightly different shade. Don't know if this will show up very well, but you have your radioactive green next to the wrong side. Radioactive green next to the light, and then you also have a slightly yellower colored cone that goes on the guns. And that attaches like so, and it flips around and goes on top of the 4 that you installed earlier that are able to turn and allow that to pop out of the side of the vehicle. Pretty nifty. Then you gotta do the same for the other side. 1x4 dark gray with a warning stripe. 2 1x1 thin smooth pieces, dark gray. A 1x2 dark gray with a connector. Another gun piece. And another cone. This cone on the instruction page looks yellow, but in the index at the end it doesn't show any yellow cones, so it does have 2 of these yellowish clear, so that should be the piece that you're looking for. Oops. Put that dark gray on backwards. Those both work properly. Alright, now you'll need a 1x6 white and a 1x3, then a 1x2 white with an upslope, a dark gray 1x2 with an upslope, a dark gray 1x6, and a dark gray 1x3. At this point, it also has us putting in the henchman minifigure. I don't believe he fits in with his weapon, so I'll go ahead and remove that. Just set it in beside. Then you will need a dark gray 1x2, a red 1x2, and a red 2x2 with a hitch point. Goes straight in the middle there. Now this vehicle gets a windshield, which has a sticker, white on one side, dark gray on the other. Appears to be an armored vehicle, or is an armored vehicle. Your last 1x4 black thin, a dark gray hatch or cover. On the bottom goes a 2x2 thin white. A black 2x2 with an upslope. A dark gray 2x2 square block. A short light gray peg with a fluorescent red 1x1 stud and a 1x2 white block that attaches to. Goes here. That piece keeps popping off. And then a second 2x2 upsloped black piece. So you should have a slope going up to the stud. And then finally 2 white discs, a medium and a small, that attach, and then attach to the stud before this piece goes onto the vehicle. Then if you depress the disc in the back, the top of the vehicle flies up. Alright. Next you have a 4x6 sloped piece that has another sticker. It's a minifigure coin facing both directions. Then you have 2 1x2 thin white smooth pieces, front and back, and a 1x6 thin there. Have a 1x2 with a hook, or whatever you would call that. And then there's another piece that's applied directly behind those, and again I cannot quite see what it is. It's 2x4, so I'm guessing it's going to be 2 of these 2x2 thins, smooth. The reason I'm guessing that is because the Two-Face character is supposed to be able to be launched off the top when it's struck, so I don't think he actually attaches, but we'll find out later on. See if that works. Alright, after that we have a black vent, 2 1x3s that slope upwards, and it looks, no, another 1x2 dark gray. I'm sorry for kind of the sloppiness of this build. It'll be a lot better after I have a paper instruction manual. I searched around as much as I could online and I just could not find a better PDF to download. Alright, here it shows the stickers applied and they are in the correct locations. And then Two-Face and the, I'm assuming, jewel that he stole. I have a see-through white, which I don't believe is the right color. He sits there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that is supposed to be smooth. Again, I apologize for the noise there, but I believe that's how that's supposed to work. Alright. And finally, for that previous page, the tires for the vehicle. You know I was forgetting something. These are, whoops, medium-sized with a light gray center. There we go. have the two weapons that pop out of the sides, Two-Face and the Henchman. And that should be finished. Go ahead and move it aside as well, and begin work on the Batmobile. This is 6 by 16 for the center. Then you have, for the front, a piece that is 4 long. It would essentially be a 4 by 6, but it's sloped here. And then this is the incorrect piece for the rear. This should be 6. So let me swap that out real quick. It should be a 6 by 4, and I have an 8 by 4. Alright, now see if I can trim this part out. Next, you take a 4 by 6 for the back. There you go. Alright, then you have 2 yellow 2 by 6 pieces. And it's almost impossible to see, but you have 2 black 1 by 12s that run all the way up to the front, at least as nearly as I can tell. This part of the build is going to be a nightmare. Then you have 2 1 by 10s, and all 4 of these pieces have holes. And it should extend 2 studs past the yellows. On the bottom, you have 2 dark gray 2 by 3s, which extend by 1 stud past the edges of the vehicle. And you have 2 2 by 4s, which should have 2 spaces between them. Then you have 2 2 by 12 dark grays. These extend 1 space past the edge. Two more 1 by 3 dark grays, which do not extend past the edge. And then a red 1 by 6 at the very front. Next, rotate this back over. You'll need at least 2 1 by 1s with a black 1 by 1 downslope for the front and rear. Put that one on facing the wrong way. I'm sorry, not front and rear, but left and right. Now here on this page, I'm guessing at this point, but I believe you need these 2 1 by 4 pieces that have the slope. These attached to the left and right near the front. And then, not entirely sure. I know something goes along the sides here. Let's use these for now, and then come back to it later on, once we're more certain. This does not look right at all. But from the way the image is, it just seems like this is the closest I can figure from the parts that I have. We'll find out. Alright, so, but that was a 1 by 4 piece with a slope that slopes from back to front, a 1 by 4 with an even slope along the entirety, and then a 2 by 3 Alright, I hit my recording limit on the device I'm using for the PDF file, so it's going to be a weird cut in here. But next, like I said, I'm guessing on these pieces here. I'll go ahead and show that so you can see exactly what I used. That's as near as I can guess. And then you have a 1x4 dark gray wing piece, which goes one forward from the end. That dark gray at the end stays uncovered. And then a second one, and then two dark gray 1x6s, and then two more 1x1 black sloped pieces for the front. And then you can very faintly see that there is another downslope on the manual at the front of the Batmobile, which I believe is a 1x4 right there. Hopefully there's nothing in the center, because I would absolutely not be able to see if there was. Alright, now two more of these thick black 1x4 pieces, and two more of the thin dark gray 1x4 wing pieces. Each of these will have two red fluorescent 1x1 square studs. And those in turn will have a 1x2 black vent placed on top of them. Alright, and then those will be attached to the rear of the Batmobile as the taillights. Alright, next you have two 1x2 dark grays. Each of them has a 1x1 black, and they go next to the taillights. And then you have a 1x8 thin black piece that runs across, holds everything together, and it extends one stud past the taillight pieces. Alright, next you take two yellow 1x10s. I'm sorry, 1x12s. And one of these gun pieces, firing pieces. And four blue studs. These studs all go into the cannon. And then these yellow 1x12s attach on either side. And then that goes down in the center. Something's not right, because I'm pretty sure that won't be able to fire like that. No, it would not. So that means there's something in there that needs to raise it up a bit. My guess would be... Let me double check any of these pages. No, I cannot see whatsoever. I'm gonna take this piece back off, because maybe it wasn't supposed to go on yet. Let's try it this way. Alright, and then you have four spaces from these two yellows to these two at the rear. Alright, a light gray steering wheel, a 2x6 yellow, and another 1x2 dark gray bar piece. Two more white 2x2s that are L-shaped. A 1x4 light gray. It will have two spaces from it to the white pieces. And now I believe this 2x4 goes there. I've been wrong about that piece before though, so don't quote me on it. Alright. I'm feeling pretty good that we're keeping on track so far. Alright, next you need 4 more of these 1x1 dark gray pieces, and you need 2 1x2 smooth black pieces, and they will have stickers that have 4 red lights and a series of black and gray lights on them. And these 1x1s will hold those in place next to the steering wheel. You'll need 2 light gray 1x2s here and here, 2 light gray 1x6s here and here. Glad they change up the colors every now and then, makes it a little easier to stay on track. Alright, next we will need something. Interesting. I see 2 of these. So you'll need at least 2 1x1 black pieces with a hole in the center. And each of them will have one of these pegs, which will face towards the rear. And there's 2 pieces running across the center. Those must be 1x4 smooth pieces, but we will find out again, because I don't have any other pieces left that are 4 long that are also black. And then there are 2 other pieces. I'm gonna guess it's the other 2 1x1 black pieces here and here. We'll find out. And then you have a 2x2 downslope computer piece right in front of the wheel. Alright, then you have 3 more 1x4 light grays, and 2 more 1x2 light grays, like so. Alright, after that you have these curved pieces. They would be 3x3s if not for the curve. And they have a 1x1 black downslope piece, and then these should have the 2x2 downslope that have the headlight stickers on them for the left and right, like so. And then they will sit on the front of the vehicle. And 1x1 headlight piece, front of the vehicle. And looking at it more, I believe these other, no, hold off on that for now. Alright, next you need the dark gray 1x2s that have a slope. Each of these will have, they're supposed to have a 1x1 square fluorescent red. I am missing 2 of those, so I'm going to use circular studs instead. Should make almost no difference. And then 1x1 black pieces with the slope. These will go right next to the headlights. You have a 2x2 dark gray that goes in the center near the back. 2 of these 1x2 dark grays that have the hinge connections, and then 2 dark gray thin L-shaped pieces. There and there. Next you have 4 more red 1x1 studs. Go in front of and behind previous section. And then you have 2 of these that are 1x6, I believe. 1x6 or 1x8. that are going to go across the section where the rear tires will sit. One on each side. All right. And you have two dark gray 1x2s, which have black 1x3s with slopes. And they go on the rear of the vehicle. And then you have a light gray 1x4 directly behind the driver's seat. And you have additional black pieces. I believe 1x2 smooth here and here. At the moment, the red lights are still uncovered. But the red lights in the back are not uncovered. So let me try to fix that real quick. No, that's not quite correct. Interesting. I'm guessing then that these pieces, 1x1 upslope studs, because I have two of those left. We'll put those there for now, because those lights are definitely covered at this point. All right. Two more 1x3s that run from above the side computers to cover those red lights. And then something runs across the top. You have another dark gray handlebar piece here. I'm running low, so I'm going to use two 1x2 black pieces, although that does not look quite correct. We'll find out. Alright, next you have the cover for the rear of the vehicle. That is going to have two dark gray and black pieces that are able to rotate to form an L. Two of those side by side. I'm gonna have to flip one of these around. And then those will sit just on the rear of the vehicle there. I don't know if this piece requires the sticker later, but that's something else that we'll check on. Then you'll have two more of the same pieces that go just in front of the cockpit. You'll have two 2x2s downslope here and here on the sides. You'll have four 1x2 black pieces that are shaped sort of like armored plates that go alongside the gun on the front. And you'll take 1x3 dark grays and 1x3 blacks. You'll need four of these. We still have the pieces for four, so none of them have been misplaced yet. And then you'll take four more of these, one of which dropped recently. Shoot up somewhere. One, two, three. Two of them go here, and two of them go here. Alright, and of course it's missing one of those pieces that I dropped. Next, you have two more black 2x2s that have a downward slope, no studs on the top. Here and here. These two pieces that I put here earlier are incorrect because now I need them. So we'll leave that spot empty. We'll try to figure that out in a bit. But these two 1x1s go like so. That will then attach to another one of these 1x6s. And then you'll have two of these hose pieces, which will attach here and here. It's been a bit of trouble. It attaches to the back of the vehicle, also over the wheel well. I have to pop that off and put it on the hose first. Alright, hopefully the third time's the charm. My battery just died on the phone. So I realized I'd gone a few steps ahead before the battery died, so I went back and started where I was again. But we were on, should have been on this page when the battery died. Putting these additional wheel well covers on. They've got one spot in the back they connect, and they run forward. Same with the second one. And I apologize for how long this video is going to end up being. It's not really something I can edit down since you would miss a step. Alright, after those are on, you have two black 2x2s that hold those together. Also, while the camera was charging up again, I found the piece that went flying off earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on. And for good measure, no, I'm not going to do that. I still have no idea what goes there. Oh well. Alright. Oh, that's weird. Come on now. Oh, no, I don't need any more issues, please. Cool. All right, the wheels. You have 4 wheels with kind of goldish hubs in the middle. Each of them takes a gray peg. Not gonna lie, this is actually a pretty neat little thing once it's built. Been so long since I put it together, I completely forgot what it looked like. So. And Batman also goes in it now. Hopefully without bending the cape too much. I might just set him in there and not attach him so it doesn't bend anything more than it has to. No, he'll be right. Alright. And the cover, that's not right though. Something else goes under there. So from the pieces that I have left, I'm going to take these two 1x2s and put them there because I'm pretty sure the yellow in there is covered. And then if I have any of these 1x1 black pieces left, I'll put those in as well. But yeah, go ahead and attach this. And it attaches to those 4 that we put in earlier that are able to rotate. I think I'm hitting the minifigure. Let's see. Okay. That bears checking on later. Alright. Next, I need a 2x4 dark gray. That will take this black 2x2 piece that looks like a stool. And then it will have this dark gray cone fit around it. And then you'll have 4 bits of flame that attach. Don't mind the neighbors playing some music for us, if you can hear the bass from it. Alright, and then that will attach to the rear of the vehicle. Like so. Cool. This shows the red piece detaching now. I'm not entirely sure why. And the wings are added. Ah, that's one thing I'm missing. So we put on these dark gray connectors before. Now those attach to them so that the wings can be attached as well. And then that's supposed to be the last step, and I have these bits left over. So I believe these two 1x2s with the downslope go on the front. That makes the most sense. And then I have one piece that I missed. This goes on the canopy. This red piece I discard. You have the bullet, of course. Alright, so these are definitely going to go here. That I'm sure of, because these wheels will be covered. Ah, yeah. Right. And this 2x2 black. I need another one of those. Right. I'm guessing these four. Because this feels like it needs to be raised up a bit higher. So those could possibly go there. I don't know why they would take 4 individual pieces. That doesn't make a lot of sense. But now that sets a little bit more firmly. That leaves me with 2 pieces remaining. As to where those go, I am not entirely sure. But use your best judgment. I'm definitely missing a 2x2 smooth black piece that goes here. But other than that, I know I have another one of those. I hate to take another break from the video, but I wouldn't be able to sleep tonight if I left that piece undone. Cool. Alright, so this is the nearly completed Batmobile, minus 2 pieces. And 2 faces van, along with the traffic control barrier, which may or may not be in frame right now. I'm definitely gonna do this video again once I can actually see what I'm doing. It should be interesting. But hopefully that was still enough to get through most of it. And I do believe I was wrong about the sticker on this section, so it doesn't appear to be on the next page. But I wish I had like a something I could use to rotate this. Yeah, thank you for your patience, and I will see you in the next one. Let me go ahead and move this down to the index and let it pause there to make it easier to gather pieces. There are 2 pages for the index, so I'm going to go ahead and skip to the next one and just pause, zoom in. All right, thanks.